In theory, these sneakers are the future. It comes with a super positive message and a really good idea behind it. However, it comes with quite a few drawbacks. And of course, today we're going to get into it all. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Adidas Ready to Be Made Ultraboost. Alright, so here is the box. It is a very interesting box because of how simple it is. If you've ever had a regular Ultraboost, it looks a little bit different to this. So you'll see on the front it says end plastic waste, and the actual print on it is pretty much black and white, I assume to avoid using extra ink. You've got some Adidas branding all around it. I'll give you a look at that size tag. It is all pretty straightforward. What's inside is actually very, very interesting, and I didn't expect these to be this different. So let me pop these open and I will show you guys. Again, different paper. This is like tracing paper or like baking paper. It's super different to your normal sneaker paper, but the pair of shoes is super different as well. The Ready to Be Made Adidas Ultraboost. So here's the pair of shoes itself. You may have quite a few questions. I did as well when I first saw these. And I've actually been waiting to get this pair of shoes for a long time now. Back in 2019, Adidas had an idea to create a pair of shoes that could be made from 100% recycled material. Now, to achieve that, Adidas would have to make the shoe from kind of a one plastic material so that it could be broken down and recycled. And a huge part of Adidas being able to make this 100% recyclable pair of shoes, they would have to rely on the consumer. So the consumer would get the pair of shoes in, they would use it for however long anybody would use a pair of shoes, and once you're finished with it, instead of throwing it in the trash, you would send it back to Adidas for them to break it down, recycle it, and make it into a brand new pair of these. They called this pair of shoes the Futurecraft Loop, and back in 2019 they actually gave out 1,500 pairs of the Futurecraft Loop to customers completely free of charge to be able to test out the product and make sure that it is a feasible option. After that, we didn't really hear too much about the Futurecraft Loop sneaker until these released. Now, these released on April the 22nd, and these were renamed. However, these come with the exact same idea and the same concept as that Futurecraft Loop. But like I said, it sounds like a brilliant idea, right? Instead of all of these shoes going into landfills, they are being sent back to Adidas so they can recreate and make a brand new pair of shoes. It sounds brilliant. But again, there are some drawbacks, and immediately after getting these in hand, I can see quite a few of those drawbacks. Starting with the price tag. They're actually asking £160 or $180 out in the US for this pair of shoes. Now, that is the exact same price that you would pay for a brand new Ultraboost 21. So it's definitely pretty expensive, and the materials you get on this is just not really what you would expect when you pay £160 or $180, but we'll get into the materials in a minute. They also don't offer the customer any incentives to actually send the pair of shoes back. I'd imagine Adidas is saving some money from this process. I mean, I don't exactly know the numbers, however, they are getting just a pair of shoes in the mail so that they can recreate it and send out a new pair. Obviously, I don't know the exact number, so I'm not 100% sure However, if that is the case, then Adidas is benefiting from this. It would be nicer to see them give those savings back to the customer, whether it's through a cheaper retail price or maybe through discounts on future orders. I think it's just pretty critical to this shoe being a success is actually people sending in the pair of shoes. So I think you would want to incentivize that, and I think that would be a good idea and maybe something that Adidas implements with future iterations of this pair of shoes. Okay, so even with the price tag maybe being a bit too high, well, you're still gonna be getting a super comfortable shoe, right? It's an Ultraboost. Well, not exactly. So like I said in the beginning of the video, in order for them to be able to recycle this and make that process a little bit easier, this entire upper is made from plastic. And you definitely feel that in hand, not only when you're just feeling the shoe itself, but obviously when you're actually wearing it as well. Now don't get me wrong, this is all super impressive. The fact that this is plastic is incredible. However, it's definitely not as soft, it's definitely not as stretchy, especially when you compare it to something like the Ultraboost 21, when they completely nailed that. That was super soft, super stretchy, and just felt amazing on foot. This is like the complete opposite. Again, the upper is made from entirely one piece of plastic, so there's literally nothing in terms of padding around the ankle area. The tongue is just a straight sheet of this plastic, and it again has no padding, and you definitely feel that when you're wearing it. All of the kind of designs that you see on the upper, like the 3 stripes and the kind of line that moves around the toe box, this is all kind of heat pressed into it, I guess to add obviously some better aesthetics to the shoe, but also to add some kind of structure to it as well. The insole as well is pretty interesting. Over the top it is made from the same kind of plastic material that you find on the upper. However, on the bottom you'll see that is made from Boost as well. It's just a very thin layer of Boost, not something that feels that amazing. I mean, it's just a little bit of extra cushioning, and of course you pair that with the full-length Boost as well, you'd imagine you're getting a pretty decently comfortable pair of shoes. But yeah, when you're wearing them, it's not the greatest experience. Now straight away I'm going to tell you that these are very tight. When I was wearing these, they felt significantly tighter than a regular Ultraboost, and I believe it's more so the actual material that's making it so tight. Like, there's no give to this whatsoever. Again, it is a woven plastic, so you don't get that stretch that you would find with a fabric or a stretchy fabric. Of course, you do get Boost, which feels pretty good underfoot. However, when you match it with the top, it's all over just kind of a meh experience. Not something that I would particularly personally pay £160 for. However, again, the idea is what makes this a unique pair of shoes. One thing I do really like about this pair of shoes is the smell. Funnily enough, they smell really good. They just smell new and fresh. Because these are made with zero glue, zero dye, you don't get that chemically smell that you get with other shoes, and it's just it's nice. I think it needs to be a little bit more of a compelling choice over the rest of Adidas's lineup of running shoes. You know, if you're choosing to buy this pair of shoes over an Ultraboost 21, when again, the Ultraboost 21 has a lot of recycled materials in it as it is. However, when you put them side by side, performance-wise, looks-wise, comfort-wise, it beats this one over and over again. So this needs to be a little bit more refined, but I think the idea of this shoe is what's really important here, and I think is something that I hope Adidas continues to build on and improve as we see future versions. Either way, it's a shoe that I've been waiting for a long time to take a look at. Again, super interesting concept that I just think I definitely wanted to check out and show to you guys. So I'd like to know what you guys think of this pair of shoes down in the comment section. Do you like it? Is this something that you would buy? And if it is, let me know why down in the comment section. But that pretty much wraps it up for today's pair of shoes. I want to thank you guys so much for coming through, hanging out. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you all in the next one, but until then,